Welcome back to another lesson with Mr. B. Today we're going to be learning about the historical lens. The historical lens is pretty straightforward and literal, as it looks at how historical events of a book or the world affect characters or even change the plot. Maybe it even creates the setting for an entire novel. Most key information you would look for when reading would be information about the time in which the author wrote, when an event occurred, maybe specifically about the time that the text is set in, and about the ways in which people of this period or era thought about the world that they were currently residing in. This is pretty encompassing of all the lenses we've looked at so far, taking any historical factors and looking at how it affects a character. In turn, traumatic historical events like Hiroshima or slavery and racism could also look into the critical race or psychological lens to analyze a character. In the same way that we would look for these things using the historical lens, you would also ask very similar questions. So again, what was the time period like, and how did it affect the actions and experiences of characters or maybe even the author, depending on the kind of book that you're reading? What was it like to live in this time period? What other events at the time might play a role in one's experience? And what does this text teach us about history in general? Again, this is pretty straightforward, right? The historical lens literally looks at history and how it affects the story, characters, or even where the novel takes place. Whether fictional or non-fictional, the story can change based on historical events that occurred. The author could even draw inspiration from certain events throughout history, which we'll see in some of the books that we'll read in the next unit. I hope that brings some clarity to the purpose and intention of the historical lens, and how we can use this to look at the way that historical events may influence an author, the setting, or characters of the novel. If you haven't already, make sure to complete the reading and respond to the question assignment on Google Classroom. All right, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.